writers! Today is the day that we finish our personal narrative by using a checklist to revise, edit, and publish your personal narrative. Let's take a look at our writing revising checklist. Remember, revising is when you make your writing sound better and more interesting. As you reread your personal narrative today, take a look for opportunities to add more details. For example, once the party started, I began to worry. We can revise that with more details to say, once the birthday party was about to begin, I began to think that people were not going to come. Also, when you reread your personal narrative, look for opportunities to add or substitute in more descriptive words. Don't forget to use your thesaurus to help you. Example, she felt sad her friends were not at her birthday party. Instead of saying sad, we can revise that with more juicy synonyms. She felt heartbroken and somber when her friends were not at her birthday celebration. Also look for opportunities to add dialogue. Remember, conversations between two characters help bring them to life. Example, my mom asked me where everyone was. We can revise that to say, this is very strange, Claudia. Everyone replied that they were coming to the party. I wonder where everyone could be. We can use the exact words that were said instead of just summarizing. When you're revising your personal narrative, you can also remove and delete unnecessary words. For example, my sister screamed, this is just a nightmare. We have some words in there that we just don't need and actually confuses the reader. We can revise that to say, my sister screamed, this is just a nightmare. You can also look for opportunities to rearrange sentences and information. You can move sentences around so that they make sense and your story flows in a logical order. Really make sure that your personal narrative is written in sequential order. Your sequential words will help you out with that. When editing, you want to check for grammar and mechanics, such as capitalization. Remember, beginning of sentences should be capitalized. Beginnings of dialogue should be capitalized, as should all proper nouns. Let's take a look at this example. They had ordered the cake from Susie's Cakes. Well, Susie's Cakes is a store, so we need to capitalize that proper noun. It's a specific store. They had ordered the cake from capital Susie's Cakes. Don't forget to check your usage and mechanics. You want to make sure that you have subject-verb agreement. Let's take a look here. Oh, you also want to make sure you have consistent verb tenses. If you start out telling your story in the past tense, make sure your whole entire story is in the past tense. Take a look at this example here. We ordered the cake 2 weeks ago. Well, 2 weeks ago was in the past, but the verb order is in the present tense. So it needs to be edited to say, we ordered the cake 2 weeks ago. Don't forget to make sure you have punctuation. This isn't just at the end of sentences, making sure they have either a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point. You must also make sure you have commas to separate lists of items, or before a conjunction, and to even separate speaker tags from dialogue. Don't forget those quotation marks when characters are speaking. That's all included in punctuation. Take a look at this example here that needs some commas. We had decorated with balloons, streamers, and a banner. It should really read, we had decorated with balloons, comma, streamers, comma, and a banner. Finally, check your spelling. Use a dictionary or even your spelling tool on Google Slides. Take a look here. The cake had a dark chocolate filling. Filling is missing something. It needs an extra L. Don't forget to edit and revise, boys and girls. You will have this checklist available to you to refer back to when rereading your personal narrative today and making sure that it is complete. You'll make all your revisions and edits right on your Google Slides. Let's practice. I have a paragraph here that we should edit and revise. My family and I went out to dinner for my sister's birthday. We went to an Italian restaurant and had salads, breadsticks, and pasta. I had a cheesy pasta and my dad had a meaty pasta. We also had a lemon cake for dessert. I hope we go there again. Take a look back at our writing checklist. In the private comments, I want you to tell me any details that you could add to this paragraph. Any descriptive words you can add. Dialogue that could be added. Anything that should be deleted. Anything that should be moved around. And tell me about the mechanics. How's the capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling? Take one more look at this paragraph. Pause here and send me your ideas in the comments. I'm sure that you guys have come up with some really great revisions and edits. Take a look at how I changed this paragraph. My family and I went out to dinner for my sister's 10th birthday. I added more details here to describe the birthday that's happening. We went to an Italian restaurant called Olive Garden. I made sure to include the restaurant name and capitalize it because it's a proper noun. I also added more details to describe what I see and smell and hear. As we walked in, the smell of garlic hit me. My grin expanded and I asked, "Can we get the garlic breadsticks?" See that dialogue I added in? I made sure to include my quotation marks as well, and punctuation inside. My sister replied with, "Of course, you can't come here and not get those." Notice with my additional dialogue that I added, the first word is capitalized. And I also used a comma to separate the speaker tag from the words being spoken. Here I added, "I had a cheesy pasta and my dad had a meaty pasta." I continued with some transition sequential words to say, after stuffing our faces with salads, comma, breadsticks, comma, and pasta, I was ready for dessert. I added that extra detail in there, the dessert. We had a lemon cake and sang happy birthday. I added that extra detail there. They didn't just jump into the cake without singing. And finally, I had to fix some spelling at the end. I hope we go there again. The there that was used originally means they are, while the there that needed to be used needs to indicate a direction. And finally, I updated the spelling up again. Boys and girls, take a look at this personal narrative rubric. This is what will be used to grade you. To get a great score on your personal narrative and a 4 in all categories, you're going to want to make sure that your writing has a clear beginning, middle, and end with transition words. Your writing makes sense and is focused on a small moment with many concrete details. And that your writing is written in paragraphs with complete sentences, correct capitalization and punctuation. And as far as quality, not only do you want to make sure that your work is neat and easy to read, you want to make sure that you have tons of juicy details. It is your turn to use this revising and editing checklist to revise and edit your personal narrative on your drafting slides. I am so excited to read your finished personal narrative that you put so much hard work into. You guys are great writers.